Reports spreading FUD and fear are abound that the EU has banned anonymous Bitcoin transactions. At first glance, it looks like the EU is set to destroy Bitcoin. Bold strategy, Cotton. Hey, don't believe the hype and fake news. Bitcoin can't be stopped. We're going to break down why this supposed ban on Bitcoin transactions isn't a ban at all. Also, the U.S. House of Representatives approved a new $1.2 trillion spending package. Just how much is $1 trillion? We have a stunning visual for you, as well as major signs a Bitcoin explosion is imminent.
Party, that party. Yeah, come and have a good time with G.O.D.
Might want to buckle up, because we're about to dive into the wild world of Bitcoin and government goofballs. So apparently there's a rumor swirling around that the EU wants to squash anonymous Bitcoin transactions. Yeah, sounds like something straight out of an Orwell novel. But hold your horses, because we're about to debunk this nonsense faster than you can say shitcoin. Turns out it's all just a bunch of hot air. Some EU big shots threw out the idea and suddenly it's headline news. Classic case of blowing things out of proportion, if you ask me. But here's the kicker. The EU didn't even vote on it. Yeah, you heard that right. They're out here making noise about banning anonymous transactions, but it's all smoke and mirrors. And you know what's even funnier? They're trying to rope Bitcoin into their anti-money laundering circus. Like, seriously, good luck with that. There is no ban or penalty for using Bitcoin from your own self-custodied wallet to another self-custodied wallet. It involves going from private to custodial and may not go into effect until 2027. And if you really look at it, to me, it seems like the EU is telling you, hodl your coin, take self-custody, and run the exchanges. That's what I take from that. I see what you did there, Christine.
If you're an architect of a financial system, then it's your responsibility to not motivate people to leave that financial system, which means don't debase them. Don't continue bailing out the people who are making the mistakes. Don't kick entire sovereign nations off this thing. It's your responsibility to not do that if you want to maintain like the dominant financial information network. Okay, don't blame Bitcoin for your, I almost said something bad. I'll just leave it at that.
But hey, while the EU's busy chasing its tail, the US is throwing around trillions and trillions like it's monopoly money. Newsflash, Washington, $1 trillion ain't what it used to be. But hey, who needs fiscal responsibility when you've got a printing press, am I right? You know, I wonder if the EU saw what happened when China and other countries attempted to ban Bitcoin and were like, nah, that is hopeless. And maybe they're getting sick of being poor and bowing down to the master of puppets, Klaus Schwab.
One of the arguments that always comes back is what happens, and it's already happening, with governments regulating more and more Bitcoin.
They can't regulate it. It's like just when Brad Sherman, the representative from California, came out last week and said that we need to shut down the cryptocurrencies because it's interfering with the dollar as being the hegemonic force in the world.
Right.
It's cutting into the oil industry. It's cutting into our ability to wage wars on a whim without having any accountability. And that was a huge advertisement for Bitcoin.
We're seeing banks penalize firms and institutions that use Bitcoin and say, if you're dealing with...
You don't need a bank. We can transact without a bank. The bank is there to secure funds and to settle funds. If I'm dealing directly with you, I don't need that bank. In Africa and those other countries that don't have banks, they're leapfrogging ahead because they don't need banks. Okay, now banks are fighting a rear guard action. They're looking back and they're saying, we're going to, shut you guys down. How are they going to? They have no way to do that. You can't stop gravity. You can't stop math.
Now, before we show you why you can't ban Bitcoin and how bullish things are about to get for Bitcoin, let's take a minute to recognize our sponsors, the Bitcoin Way. Bringing over 25 years of experience in cybersecurity, the Bitcoin Way is your IT team in the Bitcoin world. They'll help take you from that why Bitcoin to the how Bitcoin. From setting up your first wallet node all the way up to inheritance planning, accepting Bitcoin payments for your business. They cover all aspects of Bitcoin security and privacy. They even work with their clients to configure routers, devices, and networks. Also, not to mention UTXO management and coin joining. In short, for everything in Bitcoin sovereignty and privacy related, they are your go-to source. Hey, if you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute call using that link below. Okay, so for a prime example on why Christine and, well, no one can ban Bitcoin, let's take a look at China's many failures. There's 2 minute account, so we'll stick to 7, because 7 times 3 is 21. It only seems right. In 2009, China banned virtual currency. Pretty Johnny on the spot. And then China banned Bitcoin in 2013. People's Bank of China banned Chinese financial institutions from processing Bitcoin transactions and described cryptocurrency as meaningless as a result of the announcement the price of Bitcoin fell below 1,000 at that time. When Bitcoin China, also known as BTCC, was the largest exchange in terms of volume, within a short period of time, the asset was back to its previously bullish state. Now we have fake bans and threats against Bitcoin by China in 2014. An article reporting to be news that was published on the website Sino Weibo in March stated that the People's Bank of China intended to put an end to all Bitcoin transactions in the nation within a period of less than 1 month. Despite the fact that the claim was shown to be false, it did not prevent the price of Bitcoin from plummeting. And around the same time, the exchange FXBTC, which is based in China, said that it would be closing its doors in response to threats from regulators to outlaw exchanges. The price of Bitcoin dropping from $709 to as low as $346. And I think it's pretty evident that both of these instances played a role in the decline. Even though it was a violent market, the price began to rebound quickly and was back above 600 by the end of May. Now check this out. In 2016, China exchange hack tanks Bitcoin. I think we're familiar with this one. Even though it is not directly controlled by China, the prominent exchange Bitfinex that is situated in Hong Kong was the target of one of the most significant cyber attacks in August of 2016. A total of about 119,756 Bitcoin were taken by the attackers. Yeah, these guys.
I got it. I think I got it. Is it him? Unreal. Just 38 minutes ago.
Go on, make me a sandwich. You annoying like vag itch. So lame. It's fucking trash.
Get everybody up.
And the whereabouts were unknown until, well, just a little while ago. And how could we forget? It is believed that the revelation of the large exchange breach was responsible for causing a decline in the price of Bitcoin more than 10% over the course of 2 days. But by September, the prices had already returned to where they were before the hack. How about this one? 2 bans. 1 month. The People's Bank of China announced in September that Chinese citizens would not be permitted to participate in funding ICOs. This came shortly after the Chinese government issued an official ban prohibiting cryptocurrency exchanges from providing services to users located within the country. It took Bitcoin around 3 months to go from prices in the 4,000 range to an all-time high of approximately 20K in that 2017 bull cycle. When BTCC said it was closing down under the government's ban, People's Bank of China deputy governor claimed that Bitcoin's body will float down the river one day. Then Bitcoin was on its way towards one of the largest bull runs ever, and at the moment the market was already well on its path to recovery and only encountered a couple modest dips. What have you done for me recently? Well, back in 2022, the Shanghai court declared Bitcoin legal property. Probably nothing. Let Kaiser tell you, but despite the mining ban, China is still top 3 in mining Bitcoin, so Bitcoin is being banned, yet it is being adopted and purchased by institutions at a record level. And this is only going to increase and accelerate, not by choice for some, but by necessity. Check this out.
Here's the deal with China. They, of course, threw all the miners out a few months ago. Hash rate collapsed, price collapsed a bit, but all that stuff started to recover again. And it shows that Bitcoin is resilient. It doesn't really care what China's doing. So China came in with some new ban of Bitcoin. It's ban number 537. They're going to keep banning it every year forever. It doesn't make any difference. Bitcoin is bigger than China.
Bitcoin has already surged back to 71K, and as we draw near to that 75K mark, we're looking at a short squeeze, my friends. Could the short go gamma? Well, we don't practice voodoo over here, but we do have this bullish news out of Peru, and I think this news is just going to leave Peter Schiff crying harder. This is the great flippening Bitcoin over gold. Could it happen this cycle? Let us know what you think below. And not to mention Larry Fink, that sick son of a bitch, is at it again. BlackRock is amassing tons of Bitcoin and not slowing, with Robert Mitchnick, the head of digital assets at BlackRock, emphasizing that Bitcoin remains overwhelmingly the top priority for BlackRock's clients with minimal interest in cryptocurrencies. He highlighted that the shitcoin community desires a broader range of crypto products from BlackRock, but the company's focus remains on Bitcoin. There is no second best. But let's cut through the political bullshit and get to the real talk. Bitcoin is here to stay, baby. While governments are playing catch up, we're out here stacking sats and laughing in the face of inflation.
It's going up forever, Laura.
forever.
Right.
So next time you hear some government suit trying to rain on Bitcoin's parade, just remember they're playing checkers and we're playing 4D chess.
Don't own anything outside of Bitcoin, my house, and my company. It's like everything that you spend capital on that isn't Bitcoin is your short Bitcoin. So for me personally, this is how I live my life. It's either an experience I value with people I love, or it's a home, a place where I can build experiences and take care of people that I love. That's it. I don't get real estate. I don't get fancy clothes. I don't get anything outside of sats. That's it. I'm not buying Balenciaga no. Shorting Bitcoin for pants.
All the central planners, bankers, and statists believe they're attacking Bitcoin. Oh, no, 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 my friends. It's Bitcoin that is on the attack. Bitcoin can't be stopped, my friends. That is not a meme. That is a fact. Let's add in Edward Snowden's 2024 Bitcoin prediction and prepare for Bitcoin game theory to accelerate. I'm going to catch you all Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay frosty out there. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.